Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Lee Grossman and B Hawk Memes. Justin Lynch here. Our first post game that we're doing together. We're going to be doing a bunch more post games together throughout the year, collabing them on each other's channels. It's just more enjoyable. I think it's better also for the viewer because I feel like when I do post games, I'll edit them, I'll post them, and then I'll hear it back and realize, man, I wish I talked about this. I wish I brought up this. And so I think less stuff will be missed with when we do it together. And so I'm excited. I'm excited for these. Unfortunately, Justin, the first one ends 4-1 to the Oilers. I don't know. What's your first thought? How do you feel after the way it ended?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really say I'm surprised. Like, I would say, like, as I started the day today, I was actually really looking forward to this game, the Connor versus Connor Bowl. We planned this out for a while. We knew we were going to do this post game together. You called me like pretty shortly before the game, like, "Hey, we're still doing this." Like, "Yep, still doing it, ready to go." And then immediately after that phone call, I get the tweet that Connor Bedard is going to be out because of the flu. I thought that he dodged the bullet, right? Because Bedard was still out when the flu hit this team, so I thought he dodged the bullet, but nope, he got it late. He got it late, and just when we get Pookie back, he misses this game, and it just really takes kind of the anticipation out of this matchup because like that's kind of the draw of this game is Bedard versus McDavid. And every single time Bedard plays McDavid, he steps it up. Like he's definitely played at this level pretty much every time. Like you look at the stats, I think the 7 games they played, I think McDavid has 7 assists. Bedard has like 4 goals, 2 assists. So he's matched up pretty well. But so yeah, with Bedard missing this game, it kind of went the way I anticipated it to go. 4-1, I consider it 3-1 at least. That late goal there, 40 seconds left. That didn't really happen as far as I'm concerned. That's not Spencer Knight, but
I don't know
no,
what you're talking about.
yeah, great game from Knight. That's the positive. Like obviously he was out with the illness. Soda was as well. First game in a while for him, and he looked like Spencer Knight. 917 save percentage, like 33 saves, something like that. So great game for him. He was good. Gave us a chance in this one, but yeah, otherwise, like the Oilers definitely dominated this game. They dominated possession, dominated shots, and kind of just skated circles around us. I mean, without Bedard and Nays, our top 2 centers, you could just tell, like the skill advantage was on their end. It was kind of a straightforward win for them, and we at least made it interesting there. Like we at least kind of remained in the game. The penalty kill gave us a chance, but yeah, like I'm not really surprised about the result. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking for copium like on stream tonight, like how am I spinning? How am I putting a positive spin? Not necessarily a positive spin. It's just like looking for an explanation of that performance, just because I agree with your assessment. It felt like the ice was slanted against them. It felt like the Oilers had possession, especially the first 2 periods. It felt like the entire game was being played in the Blackhawks zone. And you think like, these guys are all coming off the flu bug. Like I understand that, but like it was the same situation in Nashville 2 nights ago, and it was a completely different performance. I guess obviously you have Connor Bedard in that one. What's going on with this flu bug? Like, dude, are they not like sanitizing things in the locker room? Like, what is this all about?
You know what, Lee? I think I know what it is. I mean, I think the flu came after that St. Louis Blues game where we pumped them. What was it, 7-3? We pumped the Blues. I think they must have poisoned our dinner or something, man. Like, I don't know what is it, the Blues. Like, they've been cucking us all year. I mean, they put out our superstar for a month, and he finally gets back, and they poison the team. So, I don't know. I think that's my conspiracy theory. I think something's going on there. I think they should be investigated for that. But yeah, it does seem to happen once a year, doesn't it? Pretty much every team gets some sort of flu, and unfortunately happened a pretty bad time for us, right when we get Bedard back. You couldn't, like, really the worst time it could happen. We start 2026 with a 4-game winning streak. This team's looking good, looking hot, momentum's on our side, and it kind of takes the wind out of your sails a little bit for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and thankfully the Hawks don't play till Thursday, so they have a couple days off. Like, I don't even want these guys at the rink the next 2 days. Like, quarantine these dudes for 2 days. Do not let them be anywhere near each other.
Quarantine? Oh no, man! You're giving me 2020.
I know. We might get like this video flagged because I just used that word, but dude, like, thank goodness for that. But beyond just like coming off the sickness, it's been like a noticeable, like we've seen it several times this year when this team just doesn't have their legs and they're just not on it. And it kind of just feels like, and they all these games kind of look the same, right? And many of these games throughout the season have come on the second half of back-to-backs. Tonight obviously was not the case. but it looked like some of those games where they played on the second half of back-to-backs, just like couldn't break the puck out of their own end, did not have speed. Like Oliver Moore was the only, and we'll get into Oliver Moore in a bit, but Oliver Moore was like the only guy skating the puck through the neutral zone with any sort of speed. They couldn't carry the puck into the offensive zone, so they were relying too much on the dump and chase, and they didn't have their legs, so the forecheck wasn't effective. And so it just felt like they were chasing it. And I guess the positive spin, if you will, the bright, the nice little twist I'll put on it is like, we've seen the Blackhawks perform like this year, and they've gotten pumped. The other teams have scored 7+ goals. It ends up being 4. Realistically, it was 2. It was the empty net, and then that brutal Kaiser giveaway with a few seconds left. And so I guess that's the positive. But have you noticed that too this year? Like when they don't have it, it's like noticeable, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is not the same team we've seen throughout the rest of the year.
This felt like a last year Blackhawks team. Like this felt like a Luke Richardson November game last year, where it's like we have the 1 goal, right? But otherwise, didn't really show a lot in the offensive zone. 30 shots on goal, but they weren't really high quality chances. They're kind of just like muffins from the perimeter. Whereas the Oilers, when they got chances, they got those grade A looks. So it kind of felt like one of those games where just offensively weren't really able to get settled in the zone. Weren't able to generate that kind of time and space and get those opportunities, and weren't really able to sustain anything in the offensive zone. That was definitely one thing I noticed. The Oilers will be able to break up pretty much every seam pass, cross ice look that we tried to generate. So it's just one of those games where just couldn't really generate any sustained momentum. We have a couple good shifts, and then they have a couple shifts where we just be running around with chickens with our heads cut off in the D zone. So yeah, definitely one of those games from that perspective. But especially the first half of the game, it wasn't even close. I think the shots were 23-7 at one point. We get a power play. I think we had as much shots on that power play as we had the entire game up to that point. That was one thing too, is the special teams are definitely the PK kept us in this one. The PK definitely kept us in this one. They had 2 consecutive kills towards the end of the second period that kept us in this game within 2. So it's you go in the third period, okay, it's we've been completely dominating this game, and yet we're down 2 goals. And as you know, I like to say, there's nothing more dangerous than the 2-goal lead in hockey. So it's okay, we're in this game, we have a shot. And to be fair, the Hawks in the third period, they suddenly woke up. The Hawks looked like a different team in the third period, to be fair. Yeah. Little Letterkenny reference, little CHR
too long
there. Yeah, it's been too long since that. But yeah, the third period, they look great. I just wish we started the game off like that. Hawks really turned on the third period, got some really good shifts there, especially from the Moore Lardis line. They had a couple looks late. There's a seam pass to Lardis. I thought that was the one to try to tie the game up there late, but Allen did quite get enough on that. Obviously, Burke gave us a chance there. Once he gave us that goal there, we had a lot of momentum late, but then the Oilers kind of took it away, and just was a little too late. This game was too little too late. But yeah, shout out to Spencer Knight once again. He's the only reason that we really had a chance in this game. With all due respect to, I think Cavasso had a great game. Obviously, he had that 37 save shutout. If Knight's not back in action, this is not a 4-1 game. This is not a 4-1 game. Knight definitely is the reason this game was close scoreboard wise.
Yeah. He had Spencer Knight had a couple of head scratcher. How did he just do that saves tonight? Highlight reel saves. And honestly, the 4-1 scoreline probably does more accurately show what this game was, because with a minute left, it being 2-1, it's this does not tell the tale of this game. This team has gotten pretty much dominated. And yeah, you mentioned skating around their own zone with their chickens with their heads cut off. That was the problem, right? Was the Oilers would get this offensive zone time, and even if they weren't scoring from it, they were just wearing guys down. And so once you finally got the puck out of your zone, you had already been on the ice for a minute. You don't have anything left. You need to make a change. The Oilers still have possession, and they were just going right back into the offensive zone. So they just could not get any sort of sustained pressure or possession throughout the first 2 periods of this game. And when they finally did in the last 10 minutes of the game, as you mentioned, it was just too late at that point. And without 98, you don't have that potent scoring ability where you can just, score one at any time. And so it just wasn't enough. I really am not taking too much from this game. It was one of those, it was a wash. It was one of those stinker performances where they just don't have it. Bedard was out. Nazar's still out. I'm just not freaking out about it. One positive that I do want to spend a little time on is Oliver Moore. I thought he was excellent. I thought he was really good. And in all three zones, honestly, like there was one shift he had where he made back-to-back like really good defensive plays. One of them was a back check in the neutral zone. Another one of them was a poke check in his own zone. And it's like defensive plays like that. And then he's like snapping pucks back at the face-off dot against Connor McDavid when he's got like a minute 20 left and you need that puck off the draw. Like stuff like that gets me excited for Oliver Moore.
That's the thing. He just provides those intangibles, man. He does a little bit of everything, man. Like the finishing started to come. Like we've been waiting for it all the year. Like he's really been coming on strong from that standpoint. He's got a deceptive wrist shot, man. Like I want to see him use it more because that puck just absolutely wires off his stick. But that wasn't really in this game. It was really more his defensive player, right? Like you mentioned, the speed was very noticeable. He's kind of looked like McDavid on Timu out there for his speed. The one guy out there could probably hang with him in a straight line fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he showed a stat at one point, Matt McDavid, 87.22 mile per hour speed burst. That's just absolutely incredible. 19 game point streak for him now. I don't know why I'm so we talk about McDavid, but like, yeah, Oliver Moore,
so
like,
good, dude.
Yeah, he's him, man. But yeah, Oliver Moore was fantastic, and yeah, just the defensive zone play, like he could do it on both the offensive defensive zones, and was winning those important draws today, and had some nice takeaways of his stick, like you mentioned. So I think he's just going to be the perfect, like, just third line kind of like role player from that standpoint. Like, I think he has top six potential. Like I do think he has top six potential, but like I think he's like the perfect third liner. I think when all of our core here and we're going to be like, the playoffs, like I could totally see him being like that third line, just guy when you need him to show up late, he'll give you that speed, he'll give you that work ethic, and he's just going to show up in those clutch moments. I could totally see it. Yeah.
And he's played so much better since he's been playing center.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, just because so many of these guys do play center.
Yeah.
You'd like to see him have the same success at the wing in case you want to move him up your lineup, and he becomes more of a second line talent. But he's been great at center, and what was his face-off percentage tonight? I should actually
felt like he was winning more of them for sure. I would have to think he's above 50.
He won 9 and he lost 4. So he's 69%. Nice.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And it looked like it. It felt like he was winning a majority of them. And so that's the thing. It's like, is Oliver Moore going to be your 3C? I don't know. Like I guess I've been picturing Ryan Green as like the perfect prototypical third line center, but it's like, I think the organization plans on Nazar being a center. I think Connor Bedard plans on being a center. And so it's like, what?
What's going to happen there?
You can't have 6 guys playing the center position,
Yeah. And there's still guys. I mean, Frondell's probably gonna be on the wing, like you said, from that standpoint. But like, you still got the Poiveras out there too. So it's like, there's a few guys in the system. Can't be on the wing, but like, but yeah, that's definitely a conundrum there. But I think it's easier for a center to play wing versus a winger to play center. So I'm sure it's adjustment.
It's not a bad problem to have. Yeah. It's not a bad problem to have. But I don't know, man. Let's not do a CHR 30-minute post game.
I don't think this one needs to be that long. Yeah, that definitely was a nothing burger type game. It got a little interesting towards the end. Like the last 10 minutes are interesting. The first 50 minutes, I was kind of like, I was watching the game, but I was kind of zoning out. Like, okay, it's just one of those games.
Also, because like when I stream, I don't really have the TV audio on very loud. Teuvo Teravainen left the game. Do you know why? I don't know why.
They were speculating the flu. I mean, because like, what else are they gonna? I mean, I didn't see any noticeable.
They didn't know. So they didn't. It wasn't like an injury. You just like stopped playing.
No, there was no noticeable injury or anything. They speculated that he was playing through the flu and must have been too much or something because he left the game. So I guess Turbo still has the flu too, which if he has it, then quarantine him and just keep him away from the rest of the team because we got to figure this shit out, man.
It's getting ridiculous. Like, I just want to see this team healthy. Like, I really do believe that if this team gets healthy, they'll go on a playoff push and get that second wild card spot.
3 points out. We're only 3 points out.
Yeah. And it's they've the teams above them have like a game or two in hand, but still it's not a big gap. You're going to have, as I mentioned on our podcast, like you have 25 games after the Olympic break. Like you've got all the games in the world to climb what little distance you have. And I totally think they can, because I think they're better than these teams ahead of them. You just got to get healthy, man. And so, I guess we'll be back. We'll be back to do post games for a good one after they win. it's just unlucky. It's unlucky for the team. It's unlucky for us, as Justin mentioned. Like, we literally had a phone call right before I went live. And like right as we hang up, I'm getting post notifications from Elliot Friedman and Frank Saravalli saying that that Connor Bedard's out with the illness. So
That's our
um,
luck, man. That's our luck. I will say, like, not to cope, but like the fact that this game was as close as it was scoreboard wise. Again, it's always if. But I think if Bedard plays in this game, like we may have stolen this one because I think
without a
Bedard
doubt,
he would have produced in this game, no question about it. But again, like I enjoy to say, it's always if as Verstappen would say.
if you just, I mean, the whatever it's been the last like 12 15 games that you've been without Bedard and Nazar, it's like the Blackhawks would probably the Blackhawks would be in the second wild card position right
Yeah, they'd
now
be like where
if
the Sharks are right now.
yeah, if Bedard and Nazar weren't out. Like nobody can convince me otherwise of that fact. Like they would have won more games with those two in the lineup. So it's a bummer, but the team, I do think that the team's gotten better because of it. But we'll be back. I think that's all I've got. I think I've said my piece.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid's unbelievable. Whatever. Evan Bouchard, good job.
And Drysdale, like he extends his point streak versus the Hawks too. I don't remember the exact number, but like he's on just a generational run. Like that guy's an absolute Hawks killer. So the Mick Dry duo, they
yeah, and Wyatt Kaiser was like, I need Leon Draisaitl to extend this point streak. His last name's Kaiser. I think there's some like German thing going on there. There's some.
I think he owes Knight a steak dinner after that because that was just absolutely brutal. Just a brutal negative stat pad there towards the end.
And Knight still finishes that game with a 9-17
Unreal.
even after that bogus play from
like,
Kaiser.
It would have been like a 9:30 or something.
Yeah, it would have been really good. Yeah, but
oh,
whatever.
Well.
All right, we'll get them. That's it. If you guys enjoyed this, despite the result of this game, you want to see more of me and Justin, go ahead and let us know in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to our channels. We'll be back. We're going to be doing like bi-weekly podcasts, and we're going to be doing a bunch of post games together. So we will see you. Go Blackhawks. Have a good night.
Absolute cinema.